Hi, I'm Mike with Advanced RV, and I'm in front of Vihaan. As you can see, it's not quite put together yet. We still have some things to do, but we're going to do a water test now. We do a water test sometimes in between phases of production. We're going to talk a lot about the design of Vihaan, how it's put together, and I want to remember back many years ago when we started the B-Box, one astute client said, can we put it on a new chassis? Can we take the back end, which never wears in any of our vans, it looks gorgeous after 10 years, can we put it on a new chassis if the chassis design improves and chassis features improve? And I said, of course we can do it. But now, through the process of improving the design by subtraction and also by simplification, we have been able to, because we're plugging the electric together, because we can pull the tanks off easier, and many other things, we're much closer to being able to economically take a box off an existing chassis and put it on a new one. So I hope you enjoy this video where we talk about things, but you can keep that in the back of your mind as you're looking at how we do it. Vihaan is a 144, it's our first 144 box. A couple of objectives we have whenever we build anything are to maintain the lowest center of gravity possible so you have a safe ride, a more comfortable ride. This is our custom lithium battery. It's over 16 kilowatt hours of battery storage. It's in an insulated steel safe container with thermostatically controlled heat, all the safety interlocks and relays, and thoroughly tested and run up and down its capacity a couple times before even installed. It is mounted very high up in the chassis, so it doesn't interfere with ground clearance. So low center of gravity, high ground clearance are our objectives here. The other thing you'll notice is the structural support tied to the frame of the support for the battery in the back, and in the front it ties to this cross member in the frame. And we had to do a little bit of custom design to be able to mount the bumper on the back. This chassis will have a custom box mounted. As we walk around here, we'll see this is a hydraulic leveling system. It's a 3-stage leveling system so that it can mount up higher and create more ground clearance, and it can have more travel in the lower position for adjustment to more uneven terrain. There's a feature on these new levelers that will enable you to weigh the van. It uses hydraulic pressure for weight, and on the prototype we installed this, it was within a kilogram or two of accuracy compared to our scales and also the commercial scales. So it's a handy feature, and it enables you to measure the weight front and rear separately so you can get an idea of how balanced the truck is. The VB air suspension is installed. The trailing support spring, single unispring, everything but the axle comes off of this for us to install the VB air suspension. Big anti-sway bar. There's a compressor associated with the VB air suspension, a receiver, and it's computer controlled to manage the lift height so that the height is the same no matter what the weight of the van is. This is a 4x4. It's the first all-wheel drive cab chassis that we've got in. We've looked it over, it looks great. This is all new design. One of our objectives whenever we do anything is to, of course, keep the center of gravity low. The other thing is to maintain access. So this tank has side access. It's totally insulated for winter use, 4-season use, but it can be accessed by taking off a side panel and bringing the tank out to the side if there ever were a problem with it. The same thing applies to the black tank and gray tank. They have a total of about 50 gallons. Fresh is about 50 gallons. These can be configured just through valving to operate independently as a black and gray tank, or they can be combined so that they're a common 50-gallon tank in case you have more gray or more black requirements. These tanks are custom. These are the first custom black and gray tanks that we've installed. If you look closely, you'll see that they're tapered toward the center, so they're sloped for easy drainage. There's a very simple valving operation that goes to a macerator, and then the macerator has a connected hose in a storage compartment. We have our custom step on here that Dave designed and created. You have a huge connection between the back of the chassis van and the box itself. This is structural. There's over a 1/4 inch piece of aluminum sandwiched here. This gets attached both to the box and to the chassis. If you're not going to have this access from the front to the rear, you might as well be pulling a trailer. So this is something that we feel is important. We've maximized the width and the height of it with consideration of the structural integrity. This plate that's in here is mainly a side-to-side rollover protection. There are front to back other protections built into the frames and the chassis. All of our wiring for the chassis, from the 48-volt alternator to the battery, and all of the control wiring that is involved with lighting, is already pre-wired on this chassis. And when we put the box on, there'll be access through the bottom of the box for all the electrical. We'll just plug it in. So because we've been attentive to objectives of maintenance access, efficiency of build, we have created now a better possibility than ever of being able to take your box off your chassis, put it on a new chassis. Vihaan's clients, through the 4x4 chassis, the electric bikes, these are fold bikes that they want to bring, and the compactness of the 144, all those things combined meet the client's objectives of being able to be off the grid, not having restrictions on where they travel, and having secondary transportation with them. These bikes, they shipped so that we could make custom trays for them that slide out of both sides of the storage area. A primary objective with all of our builds is to use our innovation and our experience as craftspeople to build the most exquisite realization of our clients' design and needs. But as we do this, we're always thinking and talking together and figuring out better ways to do it. And by subtraction, usually if you can cut out processes, if you can make things better by reducing the number of parts, everything benefits from that. So that's what we've done with cab chassis and with all of our builds. So this one, there's been a lot of innovation on how we connect the chassis with the box. The configuration of Vihaan has a big access to the storage compartment. The storage for the bikes slide out so that you have access to the bikes right here. Those bikes are fairly heavy. They come off and then they can be folded up for use. The clients that we're building Vihaan for, they said, we don't want a side door. We're very comfortable getting up, going through the cab into the rear of our box, so no door on the sides. Adam, what do you have there? Show us just.
This is going to be the stow-in-place table. So this is the backing piece that gets bonded to the wall, which I'm in the process of doing now. But the table will hinge up in this fashion. The gate leg will come out to support the table, and it'll be usable from both the ottoman or rear seating and the passenger seat when it's turned around.
Great.
And it also has a leaf to maximize the space so that it really comes all the way to the bathroom door when it's open.
Very good. Thank you, Adam. And this is cut out to provide for contact with the glue.
Right, we have to cut relief in the back of everything with the adhesive we use to attach things to the fiberglass. This is what the glue would bite onto. You'll notice I also have little spacers so that the glue can't get squeezed out. There's an even thickness of adhesive throughout.
And then what are these cutouts for, Adam?
These cutouts are to save weight.
Great. So we'll go inside. This client has a lot of connectivity, hotspot capabilities with different cell companies. He has Wi-Fi from an external Wi-Fi antenna, and he has satellite. So this is all wired and hidden behind cabinets. It's all pre-wired. Oh, look at, how about that? And functionally, it's upholstered and padded for each bottle of wine. Further, each bottle of wine, each compartment, they're separate compartments, has a small LED behind the wine bottle, so it lights the wine bottles when you open the door. So that's just, I don't think the client asked for lighted wine bottles, but we just have fun making things better and thrilling the clients when they come to see what we have. And we love showing them these little things. So the table that Adam just showed us is going here on the wall. The front seat turns around so that it can access this side, and then there's another seat that's going to be built in there. They're going to sleep across. The side-to-side clearance here is 78 inches, and the ceiling clearance is 80 inches. So that has even though it's a 144, it has incredible feeling of space, and it will be a true four-season. I mean, Marcia and I have camped down to almost zero in a B box and been totally comfortable and used about half the available heat. So I'm sure that these folks will be able to go colder if they want to. We're going to lift this up, put it on the van. It'll be the first time that we installed all the cabinetry and appliances to put them on the box. And we had to figure out how to do that, not especially for production efficiency, but because our big access to the van as we build it is here. And so it made more sense to come in through the opening through the cab. So hope you enjoyed this. We're having a good time figuring this one out, and I think it's going to be awesome. I'm especially excited. First four-wheel drive B-Box, first 144 B-Box. So thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for the finished video.